car order. It's always been car order.
I strongly disagree.
That's the way it is. Ripped him out through the window in a nice way.
Just so I can go down and drink a carton while everyone punches on.
Just pisses me to tears. That's the worst thing you can do.
You shut up, you hack. Talking about boat ramps, this is what I wanted to get through from the start. What he said.
Oh, you just been an idiot.
And welcome to the Chumming Up Podcast, the fishing, spearfishing and ocean adventure podcast that comes out from places that sound like a pensioner old lady. I am Squirrely and I'm in Beverly, the place where everyone fucking wants to be. And with me is my guest, Stewart Kempton. How you going, big horse?
Yeah, not too bad, young Freddie. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. Fucking better if you don't call me young Freddie for the rest of the fucking pod, I'll tell you that much.
We'll see how we go, eh?
You're a shark fisherman, skipper, cracking down for Christmas now. How's it been going, your last few fishing trips?
Yeah, it's been a bit up and down. Cruise pretty hard.
Yep.
But, getting the hang of it. I haven't been skippering long decade for 5 years in a shark boat.
Yep.
Stepping up to skippering's a big change.
Yeah, you're fucking telling me. It was something I never got good at anyway. Yeah, so you catch mainly gummy sharks, netting, is that correct?
Yeah, target 3 different species of shark at different times of year, but gummy is your main target.
Yep. So the other two, bronzies and...
Whiskeries.
Whiskeries?
Yep.
The fuck are whiskeries?
Similar to a gummy, but when the water warms up, they come around and they're usually out deeper on really hard bottom.
Yeah, right. And that's all just for local fish and chip shops, or is that...
It's more a domestic market. Most of our fish goes to Sydney and Melbourne.
Yep. Yeah, and that's out of what, 80-foot boat, or...
I'm on a 60-foot marker at the moment. Most of the boys down there are running 60 to 65 footers.
Yep. Yeah, right. And that's out of Esperance, or...
Yeah, yep. Esperance across to nearly Augusta and then all the way up to the South Australian borders, our zone. So,
yeah, right.
Pretty big area.
Yeah. Of mainly shit weather, is that?
This time of year,
yeah.
Yeah. Howling easterlies and not much let up from it.
Yep. Yeah, fuck, I could imagine. Big boats for it. But, yeah, so your last few trips, I think you told me that your decky had a bit of an accident, not on the last trip, maybe the trip before. What happened there?
Yeah, not last trip, but the trip before. I'd been screaming. I got to the point where I screamed at him, cutting tails off stingrays. Wouldn't fucking listen. I think we were only doing another 3 days. Sat around for a day and a half because the weather and couldn't work. Chucked the gear in. I think we were about 100 metres in. Bang, stingrays barbed him in the foot. It's fainted on me 3 times in about 20 minutes.
Oh, shit.
I'm trying to, and we actually had fish in the net for the first time of the trip, so I was a bit pissed off.
Yeah. It's the only time anything happens when you're on the fucking fish.
Yeah, so I've got him laying on the deck, rolling around, moaning and groaning. He's in pain. It's probably still blowing 20 to 25 knots. I'm trying to drive the boat, spread the net on the spool, and pull fish out with him rolling around, acting like his leg's been just cut off. But, it is what it is.
Yep. So what do you do for stingray barb? Is that hot water, or you just fucking told him to keep working?
I ended up pulling all the gear by myself, and he just sat on the engine hatch. But yeah, it's just hot water, and I threw a bit of Dettol in it as well. My boss told me to give him Panadol, but I thought he'd been a weak little cunt, so I didn't do nothing.
you don't deserve Panadol. Yeah, right. Well, when I got the fucking marlin hook through my arm, I think I got a Bundy, so maybe my skipper was a bit nicer.
Yeah, it must have been, but we don't got beer on the boat, so
yeah.
That.
No, that makes it fucking harder. Yeah, so you were talking about how long you were decking on the shark boats before, and like we'll get back into that. But like your fishing journey probably started a little bit later as far as commercial fishing or working on a boat. I know you did a heap of fishing as a young bloke, just recce fishing. I think you used to come out when I was driving Blue Horry a bit as well.
Yeah, I come out and just done. I guess you needed someone to catch fish for you when you had some useless punters on there. And I wasn't much better than them, to be honest. So, you got 21 useless cunts instead of 20, I guess.
Yeah, that's it. Just an additional one. Yeah.
Yeah, but I reckon my commercial fishing journey actually started in Exmouth.
Yep.
I think I come up there to come spend 2 weeks holidays with you because I cracked the shits at Dad and got off the plane and you got me a job on Blue Horror to start with.
Yeah. So was Steve Selmary driving Blue Horror at that stage? I can't.
No, Steve had passed, I think,
Okay.
7 or 8 months before, and Pez was
Yeah,
on there.
right. Yeah. So
Manuel
that was the
running.
transition between
Yeah.
them selling it. Yep. So yeah, how long did you do on Blue Horizon? Not too long, was it?
I think I was on Blue Horror for about 6 months and then
Yep.
went over and went wetlining with Pete and Dick Mixon.
Yep. So what they had the gun
Yeah,
working there?
they had the gun. I think Mick was still offshore when I originally started on it. It was just me, Pete. I can't remember the other bloke's name, but then it ended up towards the end, Mick and Pete on there with me.
Yep. Yeah. How was that time? Like looking back on it now, did you mainly just learning, or was it?
Yeah, the boys were still really good at finding fish. Like they were only early on into it as well, but it was an awesome experience. I was actually a bit stumped, like for work, and I've done 1 day charter with Pete when they had diversity and they had the Leisure Cat. I think it was. He's just taking his mates out.
Yep.
Took me out and I run into him in the pub 2 years later and he remembered me and offered me a job. But no, it was good fun to work with him. Tried a few different things. They took me marlin fishing as well. Got my first blue with them.
Yep.
I think I got a black the same day. And
Yeah. Shit.
yeah, so that was coming back from up near Rankenbank, I think.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, talking about marlin, I think that's your big comp win that you were part of was with Leewald.
Alex and Nikki.
Yeah. Right. For the ladies comp, was it?
Yeah, I was just a piss drinker on the boat.
Yeah, well, that's what, because obviously me and Leewald just spent 6 days on the river casting lures, so it came up in conversation, was that he reckoned you polished off a carton during the comp, or during 1 day?
Yeah, that was about right, and neither of the girls could reverse the trailer and to put the boat on, so that was a bit of a fucking mission at line up at the boat ramp. They were waiting for me for a while, so...
Yep.
Nah, it's a bit of a rookie move, I think.
Yeah. With that comp, how many do you remember? Fuck, you're probably the worst one to ask, but do you remember how many were caught? Or it was a 1 day comp, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just a 1 day comp.
Was that the one I was supposed to be on and I got...
Nah, you were working.
Okay.
You organised for me to go with Leewald.
Yep.
And then you didn't organise for me to go with Leewald. That's why I couldn't be line man or anything like that, because you were a useless cunt and didn't organise it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sounds about right.
It was a 1 day comp. I think we must have got 5 or 6 blacks, I reckon. And Leewald, being pretty smart, run light gear to get the extra points, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yep.
And then there was one other boat, I think Bree was on it maybe.
Oh, yep. Yeah, with the Punisher and that.
Yeah, they hooked up with 5 minutes till lines in.
Yeah.
Lines out. And I think they were the only boat that could come close, but then still over a count back, I'm pretty sure Lee still would have won it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he'd be aware of all that. The right one to ask. So the people on it was Leewald, and then the 2 fishers were Nikki, his missus.
Yeah, and Alex from New Zealand that they had.
Oh,
in the shop
Alex
at the time.
Edwards.
Yeah,
right. So, yeah, probably one of the best divers in the world. I don't know how good she was on the fishing rod.
It was actually her first marlin.
Yeah, right. Fuck.
On the rods, so she was pretty stoked about that. I'm pretty sure I've still got them videos on my phone.
Yeah, okay. Fuck. That's cool. That's not bad to have like one game fishing comp under your belt and won it. I've got a fucking shitload and I only got the 1 win, I think.
Yeah, well, I guess I was actually a bit worried about going after the first time I went marlin fishing with you and Leewald, but I think we drove around for 7 or 8 hours in Arvo and got nothing. But I think I would have only been 18 or 19 then. So it was the early blue season, like just going out chasing that big grander, and you just wanted to sit someone up on the rod, and
yeah, right.
I was no wiser of it.
Yeah. That tended to be our go-to. By the end, it was just me and Leewald because no one wanted to fucking come. But yeah, that would have been early days when we were sussing it out. So
yeah,
you could have them fucking boring days. But no, that's cool. And then so you went straight from working wetlining up in Exmouth to down south onto the Sharks, or
I actually jumped on a pilchard boat for 6 months before I jumped on a shark boat. And even that, like, that was actually mayhem. When you were catching pilchards,
Yep.
like, I think Moon Strikers, that's a 60-foot West Coaster as well. I think we stuffed 10 ton on that, but we were leaving at midnight and you were back in by 7 o'clock in the morning. And in a way, it was hand pulling all the gear. It was just over a block and you pulled the floats and pulled the net in, and then you just have a bunch of fish at the side of the boat.
Yeah, right. Was it like a Persine net?
So that's per seine.
Yeah.
So that was a bit different, especially when you're on the scoop
Yeah.
and you're pushing down and you got usually an idiot running the hydraulics to lift the scoop for you and lifting you off the deck and that, and you want to get the fish on as quick as you can, but
Yep.
I can say pilchard fishing was interesting.
Yeah, right. Do you get to see much like any of the pelagics or makos coming around the feed, or is it?
With the pilchards, not so much because you're only 10 miles. I think the furthest you go pilchard fishing is 10 miles from Esperance.
Yeah, okay.
It's all in the bay right at the back of the port, most of it. So
Yep.
always got a pretty good lifestyle. That is a fine weather fishing industry. Can't go out when it's rough.
Yep. Yeah. So those pilchards, is that mainly just all for the tuna fishery? You know where they?
Nah. So the boys in Esperance actually refused to sell to the tuna industry in South Australia because when they had, I think it's was white spot disease or something pilchards from America had. They imported a heap of bait and it wiped the pilchards out in Australia.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why I think the pilchard industry in Esperance and commercial fishermen had a lot to do with the tuna farms never going in there.
Yep.
Because they kicked up a big stink about the ones in South Australia.
Yeah. Right. Fuck. There you go. So that was 6 months, and then straight onto a shark boat from there, or?
Yep. So I actually jumped on the boat I'm skippering now as a decky for 2 trips just to fill in for someone that was away. But when I was pilchard fishing, I made a few mates that were shark fishermen, and they loved it when they come home because they needed someone to drink piss with. And I was working from midnight till 8 in the morning, go home and sleep for a couple of hours, and then go to the pub and get pissed, and then go home, have another sleep, and go fishing again that night. So they had someone to have lunch, drink piss with every day. So
Yep.
I done 2 trips on the boat I'm driving now, and then I went and jumped onto another boat, and that was the boat I was on for 4 or 5 years.
Yep. So, like, those first trips, sharking as a decky, was it straight away like this is it, or? I guess it is. Like, I didn't think I'd go to the point of doing my skip's ticket. Yep.
But then the boat I was on for ages, he pushed me to go and do it.
Yep.
He's like, go and do it, like, have a crack, and I think eventually I could end up back driving for him.
Yeah, right. A good capture on a shark boat, what's that sort of like in a day? What amounts are you getting?
So you want to base a good trip, you sort of want to base around 300 kilos, 300 to 500 kilos a day.
Yep.
But that's, you winch up 2 to 3 times a day, so your net's in and out 2 or 3 times a day. So you winch up at 5 in the morning, 3 in the arvo, and then again 10 at night.
Yep.
So you're sleeping, that's pretty broken, but
yep.
That's when you find fish and you're on hard bottom, you can drop back and winch up twice a day.
Yeah, right. And the bycatch, do you get much of that, or?
That comes down to all the bottom you fish too. So you do get a lot of queen snapper and groper are your main bycatch, but starting to see a lot more jewfish down there now.
Yeah,
Those
right.
Aussie jews are starting to make their way down there, and even the reckies are going out targeting jewies now.
Yeah.
Esperance, and 10 years ago it wasn't heard of.
Yeah, okay. Fuck, that's crazy, eh?
Yeah, so I wonder how long it'll be, and they'll be in South Australia, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's it. I know, like Perth and that, some of the captures there, I think we talked about it on the podcast. They're getting like coral crabs all through the Swan River, which is fucking nuts to me. Yeah, Robbo's getting caught out of Mandurah and shit like that. So
I got a funny feeling I seen someone caught a red pretty far south too.
Yep.
Like
yeah.
That might have been the back of Rottnest or.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yes.
I can't remember it exactly either, but yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's one of them things you got to fucking go with the flow and adapt to what's happening, I guess.
Yeah. So, like, what about the white pointers? Do you see a lot?
Since I've been skippering, I've seen one.
Yep.
It's the first time I put the net in. I had a decky from Darwin, and he'd never seen one.
Yeah, right.
And I yelled out to him, "Hey mate, you ever seen a pointer?" And he's like, "Nah." And I was like, "Well, come and have a look at this."
Yep.
And he came up and he shit himself, and I was like, "Mate, that's only a baby."
Yeah, right. So what size you reckon?
2.5 to 3.
Yep.
But just
Yeah, that's about the size of the one I seen, but that was in Exmouth.
yeah, but just the girth of them is what throws people off. Like, we've got a bit of a running joke down there, all the commercial fishermen and anyone that knows anything about fishing is every time one's seen on the beach, it's like, oh, there's a 6 metre great white at Fourth Beach, and you go out there for a cruise and it's like, fuck me, how stupid is it? It's like 3 metres.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't know, I think they're just a thing now that it's just a common occurrence. I think there's been one down there every day in the last week.
Yeah, right.
And they're getting closer to town too. Like, people are walking out the tanker jetty in the Arvos, and there's this one swimming down the tanker jetty. So,
yep.
It's not long before there'll be another attack down there.
Yeah, okay. Do you have any theories on why? Like, do people sort of blame the shark diving out of South Australia, or is it just more sharks? Or
I reckon it's more sharks, and I don't know if you've ever seen like shark. I guess you have ragged on Shark Week a bit, but there's a Shark Week thing about finding Salisbury. So Salisbury Island is about 100 miles from Esperance.
Yep.
And like, I've seen footage that people haven't seen of Salisbury, and that's just absolutely nuts. Like, my mate, he's an ab diver, and he'll still jump in the water out there, and he's just not worried by him.
Yep.
So I don't think the cage diving in South Australia has an effect.
Yep.
There's just bigger numbers of them, and social media plays a big part in it. People still seen them, but they weren't one click away from saying, "Oh, look, there's a fucking white pointer at Observatory Point."
Yeah, true.
They might have to go home and get their phone book out to ring a mate and be like, "Oh, there's a white pointer out there. Should we go try and catch it?" In the 80s.
Yep.
Whereas now it's someone just, "Oh, there's a pointer there," and there's 15,000 people in Esperance, so 15,000 people see it in the first hour.
Yeah. Well, I know, like, in Exmouth, it used to be the pearl divers would say, "I seen a white pointer," and everyone would be like, "That guy's a fucking liar and a drug addict." So it probably helps if you got footage of the fuckers as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Smartphones show everything. I guess that's...
Yeah, let alone the drones.
You got to be careful. There was a shark boat out of South Australia, and I think the skipper and the decky got in a lot of shit. This was early on the smartphone days. They caught a dolphin, and he's made a dolphin suit out of it. So he's gone up the front and gutted it and put armholes and that in it, and then run around on the deck with it with its head off his head.
Yep.
And they've gone, and we didn't have Facebook then, so they've posted it on YouTube.
Yep.
And it got around, and yeah, they got in a lot of shit for that. And that's come back to haunt the shark industry later on, because then it's like, oh, they catch dolphins all the time.
Yeah.
They catch seals all the time. Like, we've had a heap of seal closures get put in there. That would have been 4 years ago, I reckon. Just, we can't hide anywhere from weather anymore because it's all marine park.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Do you catch many seals?
I haven't caught one in the whole time being shark fishing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, right.
Like, seals are smart. Like, when I was pilchard fishing, they'd swim out of the net all night. Yep. Just getting a gut full of muleys, and the skipper of the muley boat's cracking the shits, and it's like, man, you're taking their food, let them have it like easy catch for once.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I think they found they did some research on the dolphins around the trawlers.
They're dumb as fuck.
Well, fucking what they found was the cameras they put to film them, the dolphins would see the cameras and try and get closer to them, and they were catching more dolphins.
Because of the cameras.
Because of the cameras. So they had to get rid of the cameras. But yeah, what they found is most of them were like playing chicken with the nets more than anything. Fucking.
But there's definitely no shortage of them.
Dolphins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just, yeah, it's just pods and pods of them. Every trip you have them swimming next to the boat.
Yep. Well, what's the biggest great white you've seen down there then? Or anyone that, someone you respect their opinion has said?
I reckon. So my old boss, when I was decking, we just put the net in and chucked the anchor in, and one time up to the next to the boat, and he said, "There you go, Shu. That's a proper 15-footer."
Yeah, right.
And it was we could tell it was a male too, so it wasn't as girthy as the female. And then I reckon about 5 minutes later, probably a 12-foot female come up to the boat, and the girth on that, so the girth on the male, the difference was insane.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because I do remember saying, like, when I was saying my first white pointer, like I said, it was only small, but yeah, I always thought like a tiger shark was a girthy shark until I seen that, and then I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, nah, tigers have got nothing on a pointer.
Yep.
Seen a couple tigers when I was actually in Exmouth. You get the odd one down in Esperance, but usually when they're down there, there's something wrong with them. They're sick and skinny.
Yeah, right. Yep. Well, I don't know. The ones I've seen around Perth, like, they seem to get a lot, but they seem to be fairly small.
Yeah, so
similar thing to whites. They suffer from media calling them a lot bigger than what they are.
oh yeah, it happens everywhere.
Yeah.
But even getting back onto the marlin story, just thinking, I reckon it would have been 7 or 8 years ago. I don't know enough about marlin, but I'm pretty sure it was a black washed up on a beach 30 k's west of Esperance, and that would have had to have been a 300 or 400 kilo fish, I reckon.
I think it was a blue. Pretty sure.
No, you're talking Albany. This one never got publicised.
Yeah, right.
So this was before I'd caught marlin and stuff like that with the Dixon boys. And I reckon I know the bloke that's got the bill off it.
Yeah, okay.
So, and we were out there beach fishing, we're like, what's that? And that was fucking huge.
Yep. Yeah, because all the big blues that wash up are normally around like Albany way sort of thing.
Yeah, it's just where the Lewin current wraps around that corner down there, and I think they must get washed out of that. And then...
Yeah, I think if people had the time, the weather wasn't as bad and all the rest, like the really big blue marlin might come out of like the Bremer Canyon fishing.
Yeah, I was just about to say that Bremer Canyon would have to hold.
Yeah.
Fish. I reckon that. So what's the run in Exmouth? They hit Exmouth sort of early December, is it?
Yeah, late October people start kind of fishing for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, the big run or like the big numbers on the good years are normally in December, January sort of thing.
So the way the current pushes that, it'd have to be, something you'd have to go target the Bremer Canyon February, March, I reckon.
Yeah.
That'd be when the water's the warmest down there.
Yep. And the weather's shit.
Yeah, weather's shit. But one thing, Bremer Canyon, that's only 15 or 20 mile off Bremer.
Yeah, right.
Like, Bremer Bay's the closest place to the shelf.
Yep.
On the south coast.
Yep.
Like, the tide we get down there, that'll pull an A1 float under at times.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, right. Well, I mean, the hardest thing with all this sort of fishing, it's a bit like when me and Leewald were trying to catch a short-bill spearfish. So you spend 2 days just trolling and like 2 days of catching nothing and getting no bites sends you a bit fucking crazy. So someone to go out there to put the time in, you'd have to put up with getting smashed by the weather and not catching anything to do it. But who knows if they did. I mean, a lot of this would be recorded on some of the long line captures, so you could probably go back through them.
Yeah, so on the other side of our family, on the Kempton side, my cousin's
the bad side.
Yeah, on Dad's side, the better side. My cousin's husband drives one of the long liners out of Freo.
Oh, yep.
He drives, I think it's called Tyson Maru, so it's an old Jap boat, and they don't have the need to go down there. There's only 2 boats in WA, and his boss owns both of them.
Yep.
So they're doing most of their fishing from sort of west of Augusta. I think he's been up to Gerald a couple times, but they just sit around the back of Rottnest, I think.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Canyon out there.
Mainly targeting yellowfin?
Big eye, I think.
Yeah, okay. Big eye. And then they'd get the sorties amongst them sort of thing.
Yeah, sortie bike, actually. I got a mate my age. He went and I think they're in a 6 metre polycraft. He went and got 160 kilo sortie out of the Bremer Canyon
Yeah, right.
4 or 5 years ago.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't think that'd be that enjoyable sitting out there. They picked the weather and everything for it, but
Yep.
I think I only had 2 bites for 48 hours.
Yep. That's still not bad. Have you ever done sortie fishing, like recreationally?
I don't like the idea of it.
Yeah, it's fucking frustrating, and it's not like big bite, like bang. It's like this tiny little. You're like, is that something? Especially if you haven't done it before and you're trying to work it out, like frustrating as shit. So
Yeah, nah, I'm good.
give it a fucking miss. Yeah. All right. Well, like as far as your captures fishing, what have you got anything that you like? Not just pro fishing, but anything recreationally or whatever. Is there anything that stands out as a good capture? You're fucking useless as a diver. I've seen that.
Yeah, I'm fucking hopeless at dive. I'd drown in the bathtub, but
I'm assuming you haven't got much better anyway. So
nah.
Yeah.
When you see a few whites, you generally
Yeah,
tend not to want to go in the fucking water. So
yeah, if you're learning in Esperance, fucking yeah, you got balls bigger than mine.
yeah, I don't know, probably the blue I caught with the Dixon boys. That was pretty cool.
Yep.
It's one of them things you can afford to catch once and then not let your arsehole get torn out to do it again.
Yep.
I know I've caught a couple nice rankings as well. Find them pretty fun. Down south, there's not a lot. I still haven't got a Jew.
Yeah,
Been
right.
on boats with boys getting Jewies, and it's their 5th or 6th one out of Esperance, and I still haven't got one. And it's like, well, fuck me, I must be useless.
Yeah, stick to just using a net then.
Yeah,
That's a good part.
gill nets work better.
Yeah.
The square hooks. I don't know, I reckon it's more going out and bagging out on nannies, having a good day on Nannigai with light gear because you can get away with it down there.
Yep.
Going out and getting your 16 nannies between 2 years is pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd probably be me. Highlight marlin up north.
Yep. Yeah, right. And then obviously Esperance being, down the bottom with the rough sort of weather. What's kind of, have you been in any trips where you're like, this is not worth it? This is just completely fucked, or?
So I reckon it was my decking plenty of times, but skipper, and I reckon it was my second trip. It was forecast to blow 35 plus southwest, and so I had the weather to go down west, knowing I could get into Point Anne and hide. So it's only a small window, but you can fit one boat in there and be protected from a southwester. And yeah, it blew southwest while I punched into it with probably 4.5 to 5 meter swells.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to Bremer. I'm going to go anchor up at the Doubtfuls. I know I'll be safe there. And then it just got too much, so I turned around and rang some old fishermen, and I was like, where do I go? And they're like, get into Point Anne. So I took photos of the plotter. And they're like, yeah, in there as close as you can get. You might lose the anchor, but you'll be safe. And I was lucky I had my old boss's decky on there. Sonny's a little Thai bloke, but absolute gun. And we've gone in there, we've thrown the anchor. Absolutely beautiful. They'd forecast it to say southwest. They didn't say nothing about it going southeast. So it's gone southeast, and the swells pushed to the south as well. And then it started wrapping around the corner. So I'm copping the wind straight in, swell side on. I didn't sleep at all. I just sat up watching. As soon as the sun come up, I was like, something's not right here. Walked out the back deck, and the waves are probably breaking 50 metres behind the boat.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, woke Sonny up. I was like, fuck this, Sonny. Just get a set of floats. We'll tie it off. We'll just go anchor up in this shit. And I think we spent 24 hours on anchor with water going over the windows in 30 fathom of water.
Yeah.
And Sonny's like, in his little Thai voice, we be right, boss. We be right.
Fucking hell. So the thoughts would have been going like, maybe I should be up fucking, I don't know, doing something on land rather than skippering it at that stage, surely.
Yeah, or up fishing out of Exmouth or something.
Yeah, you're not getting that.
I reckon at about the same time that happened, Leewald's shop had put up looking for a skipper, and I was like, do I just fucking ring him and see if I can go drive their boat?
Yeah, just straight off the jetty, fucking straight up north.
Oh, I would have just left the boat in Hopetown and told my boss to go get it. There's a jetty in a pub there 100 metres away, so...
There you go. Fucking golden. On this podcast before, we had a mutual cousin, Cade,
Ned Kelly.
talking about how you fell asleep and left him in the
water
piss.
for an hour and a half. That was probably about 20 minutes, I reckon, because I was swimming, not sleeping.
Yeah, right. So
And, there's 3 cut crays we had, not 12.
Yep. You did send me a photo. At least I know you listened to the podcast because I got the photo from you showing him holding 3 crayfish. Fucking, I reckon, would have been only 3 hours after we released the podcast.
Yeah, I think I might have been back in Beverley, actually, and I was in the chaser bins, so give me a bit of time to catch up. It was either that or I was driving back from Esperance. And I was like, that line,
Yeah, right. So he stitched you up.
Yeah, I stitched himself up now, but hasn't he?
Yeah.
Everyone knows he's a liar. Everyone that didn't already know it.
Yeah. Do you reckon his beard's really that black, though? Or you reckon
I reckon
he
the
dyes
hair
it?
dye helps it a bit.
Fair. Yeah, right. So have you got any clangers, though, that you want to reveal or been a part of any besides old mate fucking getting a stingray barb through his leg?
Yeah, I actually had one Decian, so you get a lot of weed in the shark net sometime, and I'm pretty sure it was my boss left a knife on the deck and it was under the weed, and our shark knives got a spoon on them to clean the guts out, and I've pinned the spoon with my left foot and kicked it with me right on the way through, walking up the roll of smoke because I was that angry, and I dropped both the tendons in my big toe.
Yeah, fuck.
And we were down west, and he had to punch into a 30-knot easterly for 15 hours to get me home to go to hospital and have surgery on my foot. So
Yep. Just pissing out blood? Fucking did bleed or?
not pissing out blood. It was only the tip of the knife that got me, but it was just the perfect spot to get the tendons.
Yep. Yeah. So is that more painful or fucking, I don't think I've hit a tendon.
Not. I reckon the pain comes when you're in a moon boot for 6 weeks.
Yep.
Like trying to sleep at night was the worst thing.
Yeah, okay.
I think 3 days after it happened, my boss is like, I'm going to Vietnam tomorrow. Do you want to come and get on the piss? So it was me, him, one of the factory owners in Esperance, and a couple of our other mutual mates. We're down the pub full of piss, and there's a dog racing called Cutfoot.
Cutfoot.
And dear music, great. More money than anyone. And, Storm, give us $50 to me boss.
Yep.
So he's grabbed $50 out of his wallet. He's got to have $50 on this dog called Cutfoot. They come in paying like $22 or something, I think. So that paid for our piss for everyone all night.
Yep.
But what else clangers has there been? I guess Kay didn't mention getting bogged when we were trying to get Jarby's tinny back on the trailer.
Yeah, right.
Same trip.
Yep.
Nearly had a bomb break on us as well. I was only young and I hadn't been out of Exmouth a lot, only with you, Swell, and I was like, Cade, that wave don't look good. Waves don't break here. And I was like, Cade, like, that's going to fucking break. And he's looked back and he's like, oh, fuck, that is going to break. And I guess we all know Jarvis Tinny fucking cavitates like fuck if you just open it up.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
just cavitated and just sat there. And I was like, oh, fuck, here we go. We're on here. We're going for a swim. Like, I reckon Jared and Cade had a few fights, but I reckon if that tinny got drowned, it would have been the flogging of Cade's life.
Yeah, right. So a couple clangers then.
Yeah, there's a few there. I reckon one of the best ones I've seen, I reckon it's when you were driving the Blue Horry and we had some real cocky blokes on there, bring their own tackle boxes, own rods, might even had their own bait, and that, just acting like heroes. We're going around the west side, and the sou'wester had picked up early, and the tide was going out of the Gulf, and you know yourself when that sou'wester hits, the tide coming out and it picks the wave up.
Yep.
And they're all sitting down the back of the boat, and I reckon you never seen 4 grown blokes move down the deck of a boat so quick when the first one cracked at the back of the boat and they shit themselves. But
Yeah, fuck, it gets horrendous around there. Actually, I remember once, like, cutting through there just to get to the west side so you can get that shelter. But it normally doesn't break between the Norwest Reef there and the mainland, but it can pick up a bit. I have heard of it breaking. Steve's told me it's broken. But I come around the corner and there's some big swell through there. I was like, I reckon I'm good here. And I get to the point where I've committed. I can't go back. And I'll see this wave and I just fucking gun it. Get over that. Second wave, just as big, same thing. And as I'm going in, one of the other boats was following me. I can't remember the name of the boat. It was Terry Maxwell's one, but it was getting driven by a little bloke, Ash, at the time.
Yeah.
And he's gone halfway in and seen me go over the first one and just turned around and fucked off. Gone the fucking long way. But he seen me at the pub, would have been months later, and he's like, fuck, I seen you go over that first one. I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. But yeah, we don't get the sort of swell or that you get down south, but you get some little weird bits through that slot and shit where it holds up.
Yeah, even so, Bandy Creek's similar setup to the marina in Exmouth.
Yep.
But in winter, the swell cracks into there, and if they don't dredge it, it'll close out the whole way across. So I have been on the boat as a decky where we've had to sit at the front and wait for a lull in swell, and then race the swell before the next one's going to break through the mouth.
Yep.
And you've got idiots there surfing.
Yeah, right.
So you're dodging surfers, or most of me bosses, mate. So
yeah, you
they're
can't
like,
kill him.
oh, we know who this is. We'll get out the way because he's not going to stop.
Yep.
But there's a 65-foot steel boat down there called the Doreen. So being steel doesn't move that quick. And I've seen a video of that doing the same thing. That would have been 10 years ago, I reckon. And they timed it wrong. And the waves picked them up, and they're actually coming through the mouth sideways. So they're side on with the swell just pushing them in.
Yeah, shit.
So they were lucky to not put that up on the groin.
Yep. Fuck. Happens to everyone, though, at some point. It's just whether you're lucky to get away with it so you can learn from it, or if you fuck it up. Or that's what I'm going with anyway.
Yeah,
Maybe that's because I fucked it up.
I reckon if you wanted to do a Clangers episode and you got Frank from Esperance on there,
Yep.
if he wasn't too drunk to remember all his clangers, you'd have enough content for about 20 podcasts.
Yeah, right. I actually wouldn't mind doing that. Just a best of clangers and just get as many skippers on as you could just to tell their fuck
This
ups.
bloke could take the cake.
Yeah.
He's this. Well, I think he's up to 6 or 7 boats he's sunk.
Yeah, shit.
And I done a cray trip with him. My mate was decking for him. And I was like, oh, yeah, I thought this was the norm. My mate's run up to the bow of the boat. It was a back half wheelhouse. And he's up slapping an island while I'm throwing cray pots off the side. And I'm like, oh, yeah, this is just normal. Never been craying before.
Yeah.
I've got back in and a heap of other skippers like, Stewie, what the fuck are you doing on the boat with him? And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, I was like, it's normal, isn't it? Inshore fishing. And they're like, nah, not what he does.
Yeah, right.
But 10 days, it was 10 cartons of piss and he went through. And we only come home after 10 days because he ran out of...
Yeah, right. Fuck. Yeah, that's full on. That'll do it. Yeah, right. So, fuck, your missus is having a kid?
Yeah, so...
And it's yours?
I hope so.
That's two good things. So you're
I'll
out
have...
fishing for a while, is that?
Yeah, so having a cesarean, so she's not going to be able to do anything for a while. So
Yep.
after he's born, have to get at least a month, I think, before I can go back down there. But boss I got's pretty good. He's fully understandable.
Yep.
So job's there when I get back. Otherwise, I might have to give Leewald a ring and be like, oh, do you still need a sipper on Blue Striker up north? I want to get out of this cold, windy weather.
Yeah, fuck off. I tell you, just been over in Victoria. Fucking, I'm done with the cold mornings, I tell you.
Yeah, Esperance isn't that bad, but imagine Victoria's a bit worse. It'd be a bit like being in fucking New Zealand or Tasmania over there, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I haven't been to either of them, so I couldn't fucking tell you. But yeah, actually it got warm while we were on the river, but the first few mornings I was there, I was like, fuck, these blokes don't know what fucking summer is. This shit is freezing.
Fuck, Leewald would actually be struggling with that, wouldn't he? I guess he's got enough hair on him to fucking.
Yeah, I think he's a bit of a polar bear, that cunt. So he's in his element. You know?
Drinking plenty of Bundy, putting the
Yeah.
outer layers on.
Yeah, he could be the new fucking Bundy polar bear. You know? Fucking. Actually, Bundy hit him up. I reckon he'd go all right. You know, he'd just be a bit more argumentative than the fucking one from the ads.
Yeah, I'll fight the cameraman wouldn't help, I don't think. I think that'd be legal.
He'd tell him how to fucking do it, that's for sure.
Actually, another thing going back down to X-Mouth days, I don't know if you've brought this up in the podcast, but the fight with Rio.
Nah, I haven't brought it up.
The Burger Van fight.
Yeah? Well, what about it?
I was actually thinking about it the other day before you messaged me and just thinking, how fucking stupid were we? Went and had a huge punch up, Town versus Rio. And then 20 or 30 of us had to go cook them fucking breakfast.
Yeah, cooking brekkie in the morning at 6 o'clock. I think the funniest of that fight, and we don't condone violence on the podcast, do a little bit, but it was in front of a burger van. It started over, I have no idea what.
I don't think anyone knew.
I think it was someone stealing someone's chip or something, and then punches were getting thrown, and people were like, "What? Whose side's who on?" And the guy from in the burger van, runs out, and he's got a bottle of vinegar.
Oh, I remember this.
And he's spraying it in people's eyes, telling them to break it up. He's like, break it up, and spraying. It's like, mate, this is not a Disney movie. Like, spraying vinegar in people's eyes just makes them angrier.
Yeah, I think...
You don't go, I'm blind. You go, the fuck, cunt.
I want to punch him in the head, but...
Yeah.
I think there's...
There were tables. People were, like, jousting with tables and shit.
I think Cade threw a table trying to act like a hero. It all finished and Cade was still going, and Jarby's like, Cade, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I think the fight was over and Cade was still going with a table. Yeah. I think it might have been the other way around. I think the bloke Cade was trying to get to was holding him back with a table.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I just remember the cop rocking up in his dressing gown and telling everyone to fuck off.
That's X-Mouth back in the days, I guess. Yeah.
I reckon it was another night you thought you were Spider-Man, jumped on the roof of some backpacker's car and they wanted to fight you as well.
Oh, yeah. That was a different one. Fucking... Yeah, I was trying to help him. I was just telling him it wasn't a good place to camp, and he closed the window on me. But, a bit of fun. I don't know if that one was a clanger. I was just doing public service. But
trying to high jump the fence. What is it? The doctors at the corner of the car park at the pot shop.
What was that?
You trying to do high jump over the fence.
Yes.
And I think you were that pissed you didn't go the scissor leg. You actually went the...
Oh, the flop.
Flop.
Actually, I remember that. Yeah.
Went the flop with no padding on the other side and just landed on that fucking hard red dirt you got next now.
That's right. I think Holly Faxon, girl from X-Mouth, was filming it. And, I was like, I'll clear that easy. And I did. I cleared it. But I didn't put my legs back down. I just landed...
Flat on your back.
Flat on me back on like concrete. And I remember hitting it so hard. I was so sore and I had to pretend like I'm fine.
I'm good. Walk it off.
Yeah. I don't think I could walk for fucking 2 days. I completely forgot about that one. But it was literally, I should have done the scissor kick and went with the frisbee flop.
I think either way, you would have been hitting the ground because you were that pissed. If you tried to scissor leg it, your feet would have got caught. You probably would have hit your head.
I was a pretty good fucking scissor kick on the piss sort of guy. I won a lot of money doing it, like Coral Bay and all footy trips, except for this time where, I don't even. I think someone just said I couldn't do it. I don't think I got anything for it. I don't know why the idea came up.
Might have been Beebs or one of them young lads, I reckon, or Reese maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, they probably just knew.
They knew you were that pissed that you do something stupid.
Yeah. Tends to happen. Yeah, right. So a couple months off and then back into shark fishing.
Yeah, get back down there and get back to the shark. So when I get back down there, the bronzy run should just about start. So
yep. Is there any difference in how you target them? You don't have to tell us any secrets. But
I guess it's not really a secret. It's just the depth of water you're fishing varies.
Yep.
Bronzies get in and hug the beaches, so you got to do the same thing.
Yep.
But yeah, bronzies you'll catch in shallow on any bottom when they're running, but most of the time you're out on, which spins a lot of wreckies out. You're out fishing hard bottom.
Yeah. Okay.
Or your gummies and that, because everyone uses different baits, but most of the time you're just cutting ockies out of their guts.
Yeah. Right.
So that's main food source for 90% of shark.
Yep. And like the bronzies, is it mainly you're targeting small ones just in schools, or
The small ones tend to school up.
Yep.
So your whalers get a maximum size on them.
Oh, yep.
So, but our price drops as they get bigger too.
Yep.
So the smaller ones we're getting good prices for, same as gummy price.
Yep.
Medium ones drop a little bit, and the big ones, they crack the shits that you bring them in.
Yeah, right. And do you ever eat any of the sharks out there, or not really?
Not allowed to cut shark up on the boat, so don't
yep.
eat it while we're out there.
Yep.
But always bring it home with me.
Yep.
Like, even the most useless cook could cook a piece of gummy.
Yeah,
you
okay.
manage to stuff up cooking gummy, you may as well just live on Uber Eats.
Yeah, right. So you rate them?
Yeah, highly.
Yep. Like battered or just fucking
battered, crumbed, grilled, cooked on a barbecue.
Yeah,
like it's just a fish you can do anything with.
Yeah, right. Well, I think I've given plenty of fish to you and your brother, but I don't think it's ever fucking come back the other way.
Well,
so
you're on this. You've got this podcast and talk about how much fish you catch and
no,
how much
no
fish
way.
you catch with Jarby. We should be getting the fish off you, not us giving it to you.
Hang on. If you've listened to this podcast, no one ever talks about how many fish I catch. It's always about how many fish Jarby and Leewald catch and how fucking useless I am. So,
but you'd think them catching all that fish, they'd give you plenty.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
Uncle Mick, once it hits his freezer, there'd be no fucking anyone seeing it. A bit like Freddie back in the day.
Yeah.
You feel he'd just freeze up fish to bring back to Esperance with me, and I'd go back there the day I was flying out, it'd be fucking gone. He's gone and traded it for a carton of export or something.
Yeah. Well, fucking, if we're talking about Freddie on the podcast, he might actually listen. But I gave him, or got his missus, who some people call my mum, to take some fish back for him. And so they give me, or before they were giving me some steak. And I was like, sweet, they know some farmers out there. I'm going to get some T-bones and all that because I looked after them with some reds.
Yeah, yeah.
And, yeah, fucking bag of blade steak. I'm like...
You make a nice curry then.
Oh, fucking this is handy. I just giving you like $500 worth of fish and you're giving me about $25 worth of blade steak. So...
Yeah, you got to sort that out, don't you?
Well, then I found out all the T-bones went to my sister. I was like, what is she fucking giving you?
Too,
yeah, Haley.
Yeah, his favourite.
Yeah, she's like, well, I've given them grandchildren. So, yeah, that cunt's getting no good fucking fish from me from now on.
You have to come down to Esperance and we'll get some dusty longs or something.
Yeah.
You can take a couple of slabs of them back to him.
Yeah, here it is. And I'll take your blade steak too, you cockhead. Cool. All right, you got anything to add or ask or?
No, I think that's about it.
We good? Yeah, fuck off. No, well, cheers for chumming up and, yeah, we'll get Kate's fucking rebuttal. We might even set up a blue. You two can fucking go at it.
Nah, he'll put his Ned Kelly bucket on his head and I won't be able to hit him.
Yeah, you'll be punching the bin on his head. Yeah, cool. All right, cheers for chumming up.
Yeah, cheers, Squad Dog.
Catches.
Oh my god. What the fuck is happening right now? Oh, this is the best hour of my life. I'm going.
I like going down the pond chasing bluegills, dummy kites.